again, my mind racing, and I can't seem to win. All these crazy thoughts and feelings, it's like it never ends until your voice breaks through my noise, and I know I'm not alone, not alone. You will fight my battles if I will just be still. Why would I keep running when you're right here? I'll just be quiet and let you speak through the silence. Here I am, no more hiding. You are in this moment, I won't fight it. I'll be quiet. I don't need to know what comes next. Tomorrow's in your hands. I can trust you with my future, 'cause you're already there. I hear your voice call me forward, and I know I'm not alone, not alone. Away with the distractions, I wanna hear what's true. The only words that matter, they come from you. I'll just be quiet and let you speak through the silence. Here I am, no more hiding. You are in this moment, I won't fight it. I'll be quiet. I'll just be still in your presence. I'll just be still in your presence, God, 'cause I wanna hear you. I don't wanna hear anybody else. Quiet. God, you're here in the silence. Here I am, no more hiding. You are in this moment, I won't fight it. I'll be quiet. I'll just be quiet and let you speak through the silence. Here I am, no more hiding. You are in this moment, I won't fight it. I'll be quiet.
Zawasta, thank you so much. One of our own, we're always glad to have her here, and welcome, welcome. And of course, we always have our band with us, our amazing music team, Cerny on piano, Ernie on guitar, and Dave on drums, and they bless us, making a vibrational difference each and every week. Welcome to the light and the love that's Unity of South Sound. My name is Barbara Baumel, and I am so glad to be here. It is my honor to welcome you to our Sunday morning celebration service. We hope that you are not here by accident today, but by divine appointment. Unity provides a positive path for spiritual living. We teach inspiring, practical spirituality, something that you will experience each Sunday to enhance your personal journey of spiritual unfoldment. If you have any questions, concerns, or joys to share, please visit our website. There's a contact us page at unityofsouthsound.org, or write down and place it in the share box right over here on this little table on your way to Wesley Hall. And at this time, go ahead and put your cell phones on silent. That helps the system. And now, we just invite you to relax, to reconnect and center in the truth of who we are. Will you please join me in saying our opening affirmation? There is only one presence and one power active in my life and in the universe: God, goodness, omnipresence. And our mission statement: inspired by the divine, as an inclusive spiritual community, we explore and express our highest potential. And our vision statement: present and centered in divine love, we co-create a peaceful and awakened world. And our core values: we are love, joy, abundance, and spirit guided. And now Reverend Megan will share an opening prayer. After you get unwrapped.
Oh my goodness. Good morning and welcome. We'll light the light that reminds us of the light that we are, and remind myself to get a new one of these things, because this one is sticky wicket. There we go. There. You might notice we have these lovely bows and flowers lining the pews. Yesterday we had a vow renewal ceremony for 2 couples here. And one of them is present today, so I want to honor Scott and Maria Davidson, who are celebrating their 53rd wedding anniversary. So it was very special, and you'll see that we have lots of that Valentine goodies and things set up. So thank you, hospitality, for making everything so lovely. I also want to invite us to warm up again, and deeply apologize that the furnace is not igniting, so there will be a person coming out to fix that. And so that's why you have the quilts around, so if you need to wrap up to be a little warm, please take advantage of that. And so there are so many things happening in the world, and I just, this is an opportunity for us to breathe in, to be recentered, to come to that place of knowing that the wisdom that will resolve any issues that we see, any challenges, whether it's in our lives, in the country, in the world, come from the wisdom within us. And that is something to celebrate. And I have this really wonderful prayer that I got from a colleague many years ago that reminds us that there is always something wonderful happening through us. So I'm going to share that with you. Know this truth: something wonderful is happening through me right now. Know that in your heart and mind. Something wonderful is happening through me right now. It's happening in my mind. It's happening in my body. It's happening in my life. I think it, I feel it, I know it, and gratefully so it is. Amen.
Thank you. So nice to celebrate the angels of our better nature, huh? So we want to take a moment to thank all of you who may be joining us for the first time, either in person or online. Thank you for sharing your consciousness with us and your love with us. If you're a first-time visitor here in person, we invite you to raise your hand so that our ushers can bring a welcome packet of information about our ministry to you, along with a special gift, which is a wing heart charm. And that's to remind us that we are one in spirit here. Is there anybody here for the first time? Okay. Oh, we do have. Welcome. Thank you. So we encourage you to sign up. There's a guest book at the back so that we know who you are and can also send information. And if there is anyone visiting us from another Unity Center today? Buddy? Okay. So we'd like to acknowledge everyone here that we are friends and family in spirit. So welcome. Thank you. So we affirm and trust that anyone and everyone that comes to Unity will feel at home. And as we get to know one another, we will always be delighted in seeing one another again. Wherever you are on your faith journey, you are welcome here, for we honor and respect the choices that your soul makes on its spiritual journey. And now to our newcomers, our live streamers, and our friends joining us this morning, we want to share our unity blessing. We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the divinity you are. And now I'd like to invite Reverend Megan up. We have a few announcements. So don't miss our upcoming events and activities. Go ahead and mark your calendars. And for those attending in person in the fireside room, we have a connections table so you can check information and program information and events out there. So staff are available to assist you. Also, today is our prayer chaplain Sunday, and Scott is standing in today as our prayer chaplain. So he'll be here to hold sacred space for your prayer intentions. After the service, please wait for him outside this door. If it's closed, he'll come out after each prayer session. Masks are provided for you if you desire. And please know that our prayer chaplains hold all prayer requests in confidence.
Okay, absolutely. And being that this is the third Sunday of the month, it's our LGBTQIA group that gathers between 1 and 2:30, also in the vestibule area over there. And Michael Mathis is here today. He'll be facilitating that group. So if you feel connected to that group, bring friends and know that it would be a wonderful time to gather and honor each other.
Yeah. And on the note of health and wholeness, we have the acupuncture and the round healing session today after the service downstairs in the banquet hall. Check in at the entrance with LaDonna Peterson. If I don't see you, LaDonna.
She will be here.
She will be here. So anyway, that's available today for sign up. We have 5 spaces available today, and it's $25 per person, per session.
A really powerful experience too. Another fun thing we're having today, loads of fun. It's like, aren't you glad you came here today? After hospitality is over, they're gonna reset thing and they're having our annual family bingo experience. There's gonna be pizza and prizes and community engagement, lots of fun. So stay after hospitality and play around because you know it's not warm enough outside. So
Right. So we invite you to attend and participate in our 2026 annual meeting held after our morning service next Sunday at 12 p.m. There's a potato bar that's hosted by our youth and family ministry right after the service before we get started. So this important meeting is about celebrating our accomplishments, our successes, our 2026 goals being shared, reviewing our finances, electing new board members, and approving our revitalized bylaws. All members should have received a email with a lot of the detail and the candidates and so on last Thursday. So if you're a member and you haven't gotten that, please let us know and we'll get that information to you. So we're grateful for your presence and your participation in this process.
there are some packets of some of the information that was sent out too at the connections table, so it's available to review as well. I have one more special thing that just came up. We always look for opportunity to do community outreach. They make a difference in our community. And in the spirit of Harriet Tubman, Renee Cornier is inviting members of Unity of South Sound to support neighbors in the Tacoma community area that are facing hardship. Some families are currently unable to safely access groceries or go to work due to ICE activity in the area. And in response, and with the blessing of Carol Brown Jones following her recent Sunday presentation on Harriet Tubman and the Underground Railroad, Renee has launched what she is calling the Underground Food Railroad. And so they're looking for volunteers to be delivery drivers on Wednesdays between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m., anytime in there, to pick up weekly food boxes. There is going to be a drive-through center at the Tacoma Dome Distribution Center, Lot G. And they get delivered to a partner organization that will then handle the distributions to the family in need. It's just really that simple. So there's a sign-up sheet. Renee will contact you with the details of where you will be delivering it. And for the safety reasons, volunteers will not have direct contact with recipients. And this is sponsored by Eloise's Cooking Pot Food Bank, part of the Making a Difference Foundation that is providing all of the food boxes each week. And it's also an effort in a meaningful way to honor the legacy of Harriet Tubman, especially as we approach Harriet Tubman Day, March 10th. So thank you for your willingness to serve this community outreach program.
Yeah. And so just stay connected. You can always visit our website if you aren't already signed up for the weekly e-news. That's got all these announcements to your inbox every Thursday. And you can sign up under member resources if you aren't, and just stay in the loop with all things Unity.
That's
and now
right.
I invite you, if you're able, to, thank you, Megan, Reverend Megan, and okay, so please stand and join in with our song leaders.
Whoops.
Okay.
We should know this one. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord.
Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. To see you high and lifted up, shining in the light of your glory. Pour out your power and love as we sing holy, holy, holy. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. To see you high and lifted up, shining in the light of your glory. Pour out your power and love to see me holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. I want to see you.
Greeting, if you're not a hugger, get your hand out there. The divine in me recognizes the divine in you. Namaste. All right. About to begin our next song. Such good energy. Hate to break it up.
Listen, listen, listen to my heart's song. Listen, listen, listen to my heart's song. I will always love you. I will always serve you. I will always love you. I will always serve you. Listen, listen, listen to my heart's song. Listen, listen, listen to my heart's song. I will never forget you. I will never forsake you. I will never forget you. I will never forsake you. Listen, listen, listen to my heart's song. Listen, listen, listen to my heart's song. Listen, listen, listen to my heart's song. Amen.
You all sound lovely. That's a lovely song. So I'm going to do an inspirational reading from an old daily word in 2019. And given that our topic that Reverend Megan is addressing today is silence, I chose one about stillness. In stillness, I sense the activity of God. The word stillness comes from the Old English word still. It's S-T-I-L-N-E-S, stillness, meaning silence. Stillness is not merely the absence of motion or sound, but something much deeper and more powerful. That the silence always holds all sound. And when I become quiet and I become still, and I quiet myself, I begin to sense more fully the presence of God. When I center my mind on God in this moment, and my busyness and my thoughts begin to settle down, and I become more mindful. Touching this inner stillness and peace allows me to weather even the toughest times in this world, in the news, and in my personal life. No matter what arises, I become so centered and so still and so aware of the activity of God within my heart and my soul that nothing can disturb me. Resting in an inward silence and stillness offers me respite and blesses us one and all. And from Psalms 23:2, he beckons me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters.
Thank you, Barbara. So in preparation for our time of stillness, we bring the music of vibration that invites us into our heart space. If you know this one, you can join me. I will make a quiet place, which is what we're about to do. I will make a quiet place within my heart, and I will wait upon the truth. Wait upon the truth. I will make a quiet place within my mind, and I will wait upon the truth. Wait upon the truth. Be still and know, be still. Be still my soul, be still and know I will make a quiet place. I will make a quiet place. And so we breathe into our heart space, surrendering from our mind into our heart as we gently close our outer eye, allowing ourselves to live into that quiet place within. We let the vibration of our singing bowl to take you to a deeper place. Just breathe in that alignment. This bowl resonates with the heart chakra, so allow it to open your heart in this moment. I invite you into this time of silence to be still and know. Be still and know. In this moment, I seek the sound of silence as I gently release my need to add texture and engage in the world around me. I surrender into the deep, peaceful sound of my inner voice, sweetly singing my heart song into my soul. The sound of vibration speaking the language of my divine identity that only I can resonate with. And I cannot hear when focused on the noise of the world outside of me. So as I listen to my heart song, I begin to process the subtle shift into this time of stillness and meditation. Listening as if my divine self is calling to me from within. Be still and know in the silence. Be still, my soul, be still and know. And we listen and we realize the truth that is revealed in this brief moment of silence. To be in the sound of stillness. And we come back into this moment, to this awareness of each other, with a realization of that truth and a willingness to express it wherever we find ourselves. And so it is. Amen.
There is a sacred place, a secret meeting place. Love is there. In the silence where every rainbow blends and every color ends, God is there. In the light now you find that you know peace of mind. In the silence your path is paved in gold, and all your dreams unfold. Love is there. In the light now you find that you know peace of mind. In the silence your path is paved in gold, and all your dreams unfold. Love is there. Peace is there. Truth is there. God is there.
Thank you, Michelle. That was sweet and beautiful. I always appreciate it when you bless us. So, as we come to winter's final gift within our 5-part series, it is not warmth. The gifts of winter, though, are beautiful, profound, and meaningful. And we arrive at what may be winter's most subtle and powerful offering, the sound of silence. Winter slows the world down. Snow hushes the landscape, though we have yet to see any of that white stuff this year, and we might not. But we do see it when we look at that beautiful towering Mount Rainier, just blessing us with its snow caps. So we have some of that. But in winter, the trees stand bare and still. Animals retreat into rest. Nature itself seems to just take a deep breath and pause. So winter does not ask us to do more. It invites us, as we have been exploring, to listen, to listen. Silence in this season is not empty. It is full. It is full of presence. It is full of wisdom, full of what we often miss when life is loud and fast. So today's invitation is not to escape the world, but to meet it more deeply by discovering what becomes possible when we listen beneath the noise, really listen with our whole beingness. So what is silent, really? Silence is often misunderstood. We think of it as that absurd or the absence of sound in or a condition of being alone. That doesn't engage others. And yet, spiritually speaking, silence is not about isolation. It is about awareness. It's about awareness. New Thought mystic and author Joel Goldsmith describes silence as a state of consciousness rather than a lack of noise. He taught that silence allows us to refrain from reacting mentally to what we see and hear. And this is an important distinction. Silence is not something that we enter by withdrawing from life, as we often think, But silence is something that we practice by becoming present within it. Do you hear the distinction? Unity teacher E.V. Ingram reminded us that silence is clearly taught in Scripture and in one of the most profound, vital aspects of prayer. We've all heard, "Be still and know." We just sang that. Be still and know. And that is not poetry alone. It is instruction. It is an invitation to let the mind rest from its constant activity so that deeper knowing can emerge. At Unity Village, our Unity headquarters outside of Kansas City, Missouri, there is a beautiful small prayer chapel. I know some of you have been there, you know what I'm talking about, that has this beautiful mural that is painted in scroll with gold, "Be still and know." It's on this wall, and as you're sitting, that's what you see. And it's as you enter into the breath of your meditative time, that is the invitation that you have. And it always serves as a natural and divine invitation to me every time I enter into that sacred space. Be still and know. And I think it's important to realize that silence is not passive. It is receptive. It is the inner posture that allows wisdom and clarity and guidance to rise up to the surface. So silence is also creative and a spiritual source. From modern spiritual voices such as Deepak Chopra, he teaches that inner silence promotes clarity of mind. It trains us to return to the source of peace and inspiration when challenges arise. Silence becomes a resource, not a retreat. Powerful spiritual teacher Wayne Dyer went even further, saying that everything that is created comes out of silence. It doesn't come out of the noise. Thoughts, words, ideas, creativity all arise from that stillness. And even our sense of self emerges from quiet awareness. It cannot come from chaos and outer world noise, though sometimes when you're celebrating the Seahawks winning the Super Bowl, noise can be joyful and empowering, right? But we still have to retreat back into the awareness and the gift that stillness offers us. So when we reflect on this, a powerful truth emerges. Our essence is not discovered in constant doing. Remember, we're not doing busybodies. We're beings. So it is revealed in stillness, that essence of who we are. Silence is not a void. It is the womb of becoming. The womb of becoming, the birthplace of creative expression. So when we're looking to create, we must go into that stillness and the silence to be present to what is being called to emerge. There's a lived experience of silence. A story that I really resonated with was shared through Daily Good, which is an inspirational news source. And it tells of a former monk who spent a year in solitary prayer and contemplation. Can you imagine? When asked what happens when someone remains silent for long periods, he explained that the outer noise fades first, and then the inner noise begins to dissolve. And eventually, quiet seems to reign everywhere. He described how time slowed, how natural sounds became vivid and sacred, how silence sharpened listening rather than dulling it. And what emerged was not emptiness, but a profound inner calm. Isn't that what we all seek? Well, we think we can get it in an instant. The greatest lesson he shared was learning how to touch the spiritual center within. He described it as a well of health, guidance, abundance, and wisdom that exists deep within each of us. In silence, he said, we come into direct contact with this sacred well. He is describing an inner transformational process that aligns us with wholeness in a profound way. This spiritual center exists beyond time. There is no past or future there, only presence. Only presence. It is where our true self lives, connected to all consciousness. So that sacred center is not reserved just for monks or priests or special people. It is active within all of us. It communicates gently, often without words. It may arrive as an image, a feeling, an idea that you did not imagine or connect with or reason into your way before. So have you ever experienced that moment when clarity just arrives without effort? When something simply settles inside you and you know, and you know? Often the insight does not arrive during silence, but afterward. It may appear later in a conversation, in a book, a dream, or a quiet realization. For silence prepares us to receive what life wants to reveal through us. Through us. It's what Jesus demonstrated to us when he went up the mountain, or he took time away from the crowds and his disciples to know his divine self within the silence, to be still and know. So why does silence feel difficult? If silence is so nourishing, why do we resist it? We live in a world saturated with sound: music, news, podcasts, notifications, conversations, and that constant chatter of our own thoughts. Silence can feel unfamiliar, even uncomfortable, because it removes distraction, which is what all that noise and the constant activity around us is. We are conditioned to fill space. Have you noticed that within yourself? As soon as things are too quiet, then I have to rush to find something. Maybe some of you don't do that. But when silence appears, many of us reach for noise without even noticing. It's a conditioned behavior. So silence asks us to be with ourselves without entertainment or commentary. And that may be uncomfortable, even scary if we have not spent much time there. Research now confirms that spiritual traditions have long taught noise increases stress. Silence restores balance. Let me repeat that. Noise increases stress. Silence restores balance. Health researchers describe noise pollution as a modern challenge to well-being. Loud or constant sound activates the brain's stress response. It releases cortisol, and it keeps the nervous system on alert, which is not where balance comes from. Silence, on the other hand, calms the body and the mind, what we all want in some way, don't you? To calm your body and your mind? One study found that just 2 minutes of silence was more relaxing for the brain than listening to calming music. So it's even removing that. Silence allows the nervous system to rest. And we all need this to live in a consciousness of wholeness. So silence then is mental restoration. It restores mental clarity, and our attention is pulled in many directions throughout the day. I mean, if you really sit with it, you notice that push and pull. This constant demand places a very heavy burden on the brain's capacity to focus, decide, and problem solve. So when attention resources are depleted, we become distracted, mentally fatigued, and less creative. So if you notice that in yourself, it is a signal that your body, your mind are calling for some time in the stillness and the quiet, away from the noise. Silence gives the brain permission to recover. Can you see how important it is for health and wholeness? I notice this clearly in my own life. After long days filled with meetings and conversations, my mind just feels full but unfocused, depleted. I have days where I feel like I can't absorb another thought. There's no space in there for it. And what restores me is not more information, it is quiet. A walk without earbuds. It is sitting without an agenda. It is breathing without needing to accomplish anything. And it can be a challenge for me when I'm not noticing what is really being called to restore balance. Maybe we're uncomfortable because it's being called just to be with our true self, to get to know the one that we maybe have not taken time to familiarize ourselves with. So listening in a moment of silence to hear what I need from within is another spiritual practice that empowers my day. Silence creates space for integration. Neuroscience also describes something called the brain's default mode network. Some of you may have heard of that. This network activates when we're not focused on external tasks. It is the state associated with reflection, imagination, empathy, and meaning making. So when our brain is idle and quiet, we gain access to our inner stream of thoughts, of memories, of emotions, and insights. And this is where healing often begins. I spend time in that space every morning before getting out of bed, just to kind of reconnect and prepare from nothingness. As writer Herman Melville once observed, all profound things are preceded and attended by silence. Depth requires stillness. Even more fascinating, research suggests that regular periods of silence may support the growth of new brain cells. Wow, that would be important, I think, especially in areas associated with learning and emotion. So when we're feeling scattered and disoriented, it's like my brain cells haven't had a chance to restore themselves. Silence literally supports renewal. Mind, body, soul respond to stillness. We require this to exist and demonstrate our full potential as divinely designed. Silence, I've come to know as a companion in grief and healing. For me, silence has been one of the most profound companions in periods of grief. When my father passed in 2007, during my final months of ministerial training, which was really intense, words failed me. And what brought comfort was not outside of me, but inner presence. I would sit at night in the quiet, sometimes with a single candle lit. And I wasn't trying to fix the pain or make sense of it. I was simply allowing myself to be with what was. And in that silence, I felt connection rather than separation. I began to reconnect with the new form and expression of my father. I could feel him in a new way. And years later, when my son was taken in 2013, silence again became my refuge. Not because it removed the pain, but because it allowed the pain to move and breathe without judgment, without a need to do or be something. And what I learned then, and I wrote about in my book later, is to feel deeply is not weakness, it is wisdom. To go into that deep, dark place that we're afraid to go to. And the intensity of grief exists on the same spectrum as the intensity of joy. Both of them are a part of who we are. And when we allow ourselves to feel fully, we expand our capacity to live fully. And it's within the silence that we find that gift. So silence did not numb the pain, it held it. And in being held, healing unfolded. Clarity and understanding were realized, and meaning and purpose gradually restored as I move forward. So, winter serves as our teacher who offers us this same invitation to slow down, to listen, to rest without guilt, to reconnect with the rhythm of our soul. Such an important thing. And we do that through the gifts of the season. The gifts of winter are not flashy, they are subtle. They require attention. And silence teaches us that rest is not unproductive, stillness is not stagnation, quiet is not emptiness. Silence offers exactly what we need in each season of life, if we allow it. Will you allow it? Will you be present to it, to be still and know? So, what are some practical practices for the silence in our daily life? Silence does not require hours or retreats. Though it is said that Charles Fillmore, our Unity co-founder, would spend up to 5 hours a day in the silence, as he called it, going back to headquarters. I like that. But even small, consistent practices can transform our awareness. So here's a few simple things you can do. First, choose one intentional pause each day, just one. 5, 10 minutes if you can, without music, without a phone, without agenda. To let your breath be your anchor. To live into your breath knowing it is God breathing you. It is God breathing you. And second, practice silent walking, one of my favorite things to do. Especially in nature, getting away from car noises and life engagement, just to notice the world around you without labeling. Allow your senses to receive rather than analyze. Become an observer, just noticing. And third, when emotions arise, and they do, resist the urge to immediately distract or fix. Sit with what is present and ask gently, what is here for me to know? What is here for me to know? And that is my intentional practice for this year, especially. What is here for me to know? And finally, trust what emerges later. Remember, insight often arises after times of silence, not during it. So live in awareness and allow guidance and inspiration to come to you from the silence, through the silence. And most importantly, no, silence is not something we master, it is something we return to. We return to. So I invite you to reflect on these inquiries this week, and it is in the reflection guide that will be posted in the member resources to know you can always go and find some of those for each week's lessons to go deeper. So ask yourself, have I made silence a priority in my life? Have I allowed distraction to crowd out this essential practice? And what might become available if I choose stillness more often? So as this series of the gifts of winter comes to a close, winter leaves us with this final gift, the invitation to listen deeply, to rest wisely, and to remember who we are beneath the noise. Let us affirm this. Repeat after me. I listen deeply and remember my wholeness. I listen deeply and remember my wholeness. That's it. That's what we're doing. As Mother Teresa once said, see how the stars and moon and sun move in silence? We need silence to touch souls. Isn't that beautiful? We need silence to touch souls. So may the sound of silence become a trusted companion, a healer, and a guide to listen deeply. Your soul is speaking. Namaste.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting us into a space of deepening and reflection and renewal. At this time, I would like to invite our ushers forward to prepare for our love offering and Michelle to prepare for her next song. This is the time in our service when we have the opportunity to share our financial blessings with this community in demonstration of the laws of prosperity, of giving and receiving. And of course, our ministry also extends and ties 10% beyond our borders. So you can give in several ways. You can visit our website and click on the donate button for secure giving options. We invite you to consider setting up an ongoing monthly, automatic weekly, monthly or weekly gifts to Unity of South Sound, and staff can assist if you like. If you're giving in person today, please place your gift in the offering plate as it passes by to ensure that cash gifts have your year-end donation receipt, and also there's an offering envelope there you can put your name on. For recurring donors, please use the green blessing card from the holder in front of your seat into the offering plate as a tangible representation of your donation. So however you give your financial blessing, we hold these gifts at this moment in our hearts and in our hands. And for those of you online, I invite you to join us. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am in perfect balance and flow with the universal tides of giving and receiving, and we are truly blessed. Amen.
All right, I'm going to do a little introduction because I'm making a slight shift. There's a couple different types of silence, the beautiful silence we've been talking about already, and the injured silence. And the next song I'm doing is by Simon and Garfunkel, and it's perfect because it matches the title of the talk. And a person named Carlo Romero wrote about it being a hymn to resistance back in 2018. And the affirmation, I listen deeply and remember my wholeness, I think we need to add, and I remember my voice, right? And it talks about this song being where people are not acting normally in their eyes, their actions are void of significance, they seem disempowered and alienated. Anyway, it's an interesting song, and I think it talks about the importance, the key message is that we never have to stay quiet, and we should not be afraid of speaking out, both in our personal and our social life. The way toward a better society passes through effective communication, which is essential to draw attention to our needs and demand decency and justice for all. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again because a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping, and the vision that was planted in my brain, it still remains within the sound of silence. In restless dreams I walked alone, narrow streets of cobblestone, 'neath the halo of a street lamp, I turned my collar to the cold and damp, when my eyes were stabbed by the flash of a neon light that split the night and touched the sound of silence. And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people, maybe more, people talking without speaking, people hearing without listening, people writing songs that voices never share, and no one dared disturb the sound of silence. Fool, said I, you do not know. Silence like a cancer grows. Hear my voice that I might teach you. Take my arms that I might reach you. But my words, like silent raindrops, fell and echoed in the wells of silence. And the people bowed and prayed to the neon god they made, and the sign flashed out its warning in the words that it was forming. And the sign said, the words of the prophets are written on the subway walls and tenement halls, and whispered in the sound of silence.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, and now let's welcome in our children. All right, and now let's bless these godlights and their teachers. Yay. We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the divinity you are. Thank you. And parents, if you have young ones up here, come on up and take their hands. And now let's stand as you're able and turn to the center, to face the center, so that we can honor and sing to one another in community. Holding our hands high, we will affirm our prayer for protection, leading into singing our peace song, sending peace out into the entire world.
Together, the light of God surrounds us. I am the light. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love. The power of God protects us. I am the power. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence. Wherever I am, God is. Wherever God is, I am, and we are one. This is where you can dance. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me, and let it be a moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace and harmony. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Bless you. Listen deeply. Your soul is speaking, and it is warm in that room over there. So we'll see you there.